Hi! In this video we're going to see an introduction to Python, which is the language that we are going to use in this course. Python is a programming language very used in the last few years, and there are a lot of people and communities working with Python, and especially is very widely used in problems related to artificial intelligence, machine learning, and data science. It is a very useful language because it has a lot of functionalities to program in these disciplines, and is a very easy language to learn and to understand. So, as you will see, it's a really good language to start learning programming. In order to write Python code, we need to have an integrated development environment, IDEs, that make it easier for us to write code. So basically, Python is an interpreted language that can be used in different ways. Can be used as an IDE interactive, in which we write code and execute that code, and other IDEs that need a file with an extension .py, and this file is executed in this IDE. So the use of IDEs provides us different advantages, such as syntax highlighting, completion of code, and so on. So it's very useful to use some of these IDEs in order to write Python code and to execute this code. Some of the most popular programming IDEs for Python are these ones that I have here, and you are free to use any of them in order to write your code. PyCharm is a very popular IDE for Python development and provides us different features such as advanced code navigation, automatic refactoring, and so on. So it's a very easy IDE that you can download from this web page and install in your system. Jupyter is another way of executing Python code and provides us an environment by means of a web application in which we write instructions and execute these instructions. In this case, it's a very used environment to write code that we want to execute step by step. For example, equations, visualizations, and so on. You can get this IDE by accessing to this link. Another very used IDE for Python is Google Colab. That is an environment hosted by Google and can be accessed as other Google apps. So you only are required to have an account and to create Google Colabs, that are kind of notebooks, and write and execute code in this Colab in the Google Cloud. In this case, you can access the Google Colab by this link, and in a different way than other IDEs, here you don't have to install any software, just to access via browser and execute your code. You don't need to install any kind of software. Visual Studio Code is another popular IDE used for Python and also for other languages, hosted by Microsoft. This environment is really useful for programming and provides us different plugins that we can install depending on our requirements. To install this platform, you can access this link and follow the instructions depending on your system. And Thonny is a simple and free open source Python IDE that is very used for start learning programming. In this case, is a easy IDE to install it and to work with it in order to, as I say, start learning this language. In our case, we recommend the use of Google Colab since it's really accessible for users. You are required to install any software, and as you will see, there are some functionalities that are easy to test with Google Colab. However, in some cases, you will be required to create .py files in order to program. In these cases, you will require other IDEs such as Visual Studio or PyCharm in which you can write .py files. Otherwise, as I say, we recommend to use Google Colab from the beginning, but of course you are free to choose the environment that you consider the best for your learning. So this is important. In order to know how to use Python, you need some kind of environment in order to write your code and test it. Thanks for watching.